Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean in the world, covering an area of about 106.4 million square kilometers, 41.1 million square miles. It is located between the Americas to the west and Europe and Africa to the east. The ocean is named after the ancient Greek god Atlas. The Atlantic Ocean is divided into the North Atlantic and the South Atlantic by the equator. It is connected to the Arctic Ocean in the north and the Southern Ocean or Antarctic Ocean in the south. Several major currents flow within the Atlantic Ocean, including the Gulf Stream, which carries warm water from the Gulf of Mexico across the Atlantic to Europe, influencing the climate of countries along its path. The North Atlantic Drift, a continuation of the Gulf Stream, also has a significant impact on the climate of Western Europe. The Atlantic Ocean has played a crucial role in human history, serving as a major route for exploration, trade, and migration. It has been crossed by numerous explorers and is known for its historic transatlantic voyages, such as Christopher Columbus's journey to the Americas in 1492. The ocean is home to diverse marine life, including various species of fish, whales, dolphins, and other marine mammals. It also contains numerous underwater mountain ranges, such as the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which marks the boundary between the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates. The Atlantic Ocean is an important resource for fisheries, oil and gas exploration, and transportation. It supports a wide range of economic activities, including fishing, shipping, and tourism. In recent years, the Atlantic Ocean has faced environmental challenges, including pollution, overfishing, and the impacts of climate change. Efforts are being made to protect and conserve its ecosystems and resources to ensure their sustainability for future generations. Toponymy: Atlantic Ocean. The term Atlantic Ocean is derived from the ancient Greek mythology and specifically from the Greek god Atlas. In Greek mythology, Atlas was a titan who was believed to hold up the celestial sphere on his shoulders. The ocean was named after him due to the ancient Greeks' association of his name with the far western part of the known world. The word Atlantic itself is believed to come from the Greek word Atlantikos, which means of Atlas or pertaining to Atlas. Over time, this term was adopted by various languages and cultures to refer to the vast body of water between Europe, Africa, and the Americas. The Atlantic Ocean has been referred to by different names throughout history and by various cultures. In ancient times, it was often called the Oceanus Atlanticus or the Atlantic Sea. The Romans referred to it as the Mare Atlanticum or Sea of Atlas. In the Middle Ages, it was commonly known as the Western Ocean or the Great Western Ocean. The specific toponym Atlantic Ocean gained prominence during the Age of Discovery in the 15th century when European explorers began venturing across the ocean to reach the Americas. It became a widely recognized term to describe the vast body of water that separated the Old World from the New World. Today, the name Atlantic Ocean is universally used to refer to this body of water. It is an important geographic feature and a well-known name recognized by people around the world. Bathymetry: Atlantic Ocean. The bathymetry of the Atlantic Ocean refers to the underwater topography or relief of the ocean floor. It provides a detailed description of the depth variations, submarine features, and geomorphological characteristics of the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean exhibits a diverse range of bathymetric features, including continental shelves, slopes, abyssal plains, seamounts, ridges, and trenches. Here are some notable features. Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is a prominent submarine mountain range that runs down the center of the Atlantic Ocean, dividing it into two halves. It is the longest mountain chain in the world, extending from the Arctic Ocean to the Southern Ocean. The ridge is associated with volcanic activity and marks the boundary between the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates. Continental shelves and slopes. The Atlantic Ocean has extensive continental shelves, particularly along the coasts of North America, South America, Europe, and Africa. These shallow, relatively flat areas extend from the shoreline and gradually slope down to the deeper oceanic regions. Continental slopes are the steeper areas that transition between the shelves and the deep ocean basins. Abyssal plains. The Atlantic Ocean contains large expanses of relatively flat and deep seafloor called abyssal plains. These regions are found in the deep basins of the Atlantic and are covered by fine sediment. The Sargasso Sea, located in the North Atlantic Gyre, is an example of an abyssal plain. Seamounts and guyats. Seamounts are underwater mountains that rise from the ocean floor, but do not reach the surface. The Atlantic Ocean has numerous seamounts, many of which were formed by volcanic activity. Guyats are flat-topped seamounts that were once active volcanoes but have been eroded over time. Trenches. The Puerto Rico Trench, located in the western part of the Atlantic Ocean, is the deepest part of the Atlantic, reaching a depth of about 8,376 meters (27,480 feet). Trenches are long, narrow depressions on the ocean floor formed by the collision of tectonic plates. These are just a few examples of the bathymetric features found in the Atlantic Ocean. The bathymetry of the ocean has been extensively studied through various means, including sonar mapping, satellite data, and deep-sea expeditions, providing scientists with valuable information about the ocean's geology, plate tectonics, and marine habitats. Ocean floor. Atlantic Ocean. The ocean floor of the Atlantic Ocean consists of various geological features, including continental shelves, slopes, abyssal plains, seamounts, ridges, and trenches. Here are some key characteristics of the ocean floor in different regions of the Atlantic. Continental shelves and slopes. The Atlantic Ocean has wide continental shelves along the coastlines of North America, South America, Europe, and Africa. These shelves are relatively shallow, extending from the shorelines to an average depth of about 200 meters (656 feet). They are composed of sedimentary deposits and are often rich in marine life. Beyond the continental shelves, the ocean floor transitions into continental slopes, which are steeper areas leading down to the deep ocean basins. Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is a prominent feature that runs down the center of the Atlantic Ocean. It is an underwater mountain range formed by volcanic activity and tectonic processes. The ridge is characterized by a series of interconnected mountain peaks and valleys, with some peaks rising above sea level to form volcanic islands, such as Iceland. Abyssal plains. The Atlantic Ocean contains extensive abyssal plains, which are vast, flat areas in the deep ocean basins. These plains are covered by fine sediment, mainly composed of clay and silt. The Sargasso Sea, located in the North Atlantic Gyre, is an example of an abyssal plain in the Atlantic. These regions often exhibit low relief and are relatively featureless compared to other areas of the ocean floor. Seamounts and guyats. Seamounts are underwater mountains that rise above the surrounding ocean floor but do not reach the surface. The Atlantic Ocean has numerous seamounts, many of which were formed by volcanic activity. These seamounts provide habitats for a variety of marine life. Guyats are flat-topped seamounts that were once active volcanoes but have been eroded over time. Trenches. The Atlantic Ocean has several trenches, which are deep, elongated depressions on the ocean floor. The Puerto Rico Trench, mentioned earlier, is the deepest part of the Atlantic, reaching depths of about 8,376 meters (27,480 feet). Trenches are formed by the convergence of tectonic plates, and they often serve as subduction zones, where one tectonic plate is forced beneath another. These features contribute to the overall geological diversity and complexity of the Atlantic Ocean seafloor. The exploration and study of the ocean floor provide valuable insights into Earth's geology, tectonic processes, and marine ecosystems. The Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean on Earth and is known for its vast size and diverse characteristics. Here are some key characteristics of the Atlantic Ocean. Size and location. The Atlantic Ocean is located between the Americas to the west and Europe and Africa to the east. It stretches over an area of approximately 106,460,000 square kilometers, 41,100,000 square miles. Temperature. The Atlantic Ocean has a wide range of water temperatures, varying from warm tropical waters in the south to colder subpolar and polar waters in the north. The Gulf Stream, a warm ocean current, influences the temperature of the North Atlantic by bringing warm waters from the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. Salinity. The Atlantic Ocean is moderately saline, with an average salinity of around 3.5%. However, salinity levels can vary within different regions of the ocean. Higher salinity is typically found in areas of high evaporation, such as near the equator and in enclosed seas like the Mediterranean. Currents. The Atlantic Ocean is known for several significant ocean currents that play a crucial role in global climate patterns. The Gulf Stream, mentioned earlier, is one such current that transports warm water from the Gulf of Mexico into the North Atlantic, impacting the climate of North America and Europe. Other notable currents include the North Atlantic Drift, Canary Current, and Labrador Current. Marine life. The Atlantic Ocean supports a diverse range of marine life. It is home to various species of fish, including cod, haddock, tuna, and salmon, as well as marine mammals such as whales, dolphins, and seals. The ocean also hosts important habitats such as coral reefs, seagrass beds, and deep-sea ecosystems. Ocean floor. The Atlantic Ocean has a varied topography on its seabed. It features extensive mid-ocean ridges, such as the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which are marked by volcanic activity and underwater mountain ranges. Deep trenches, like the Puerto Rico Trench and the Romanche Trench, can also be found in certain regions. Hurricanes. The Atlantic Ocean is prone to the formation of hurricanes, especially during the Atlantic hurricane season, which runs from June 1 to November 30 each year. These powerful storms can have significant impacts on coastal areas and shipping routes. It's important to note that the characteristics of the Atlantic Ocean can vary depending on the specific region and depth within the ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is subject to several natural hazards that can have significant impacts on coastal areas and marine activities. Here are some of the major natural hazards associated with the Atlantic Ocean. Hurricanes. The Atlantic hurricane season, which runs from June 1 to November 30, poses a significant hazard to coastal regions bordering the Atlantic Ocean. Hurricanes are powerful tropical cyclones characterized by strong winds, heavy rainfall, storm surges, and large ocean waves. These storms can cause extensive damage to infrastructure, coastal erosion, and flooding. Nor'easters. Nor'easters are intense extratropical storms that develop along the east coast of North America, primarily in the Atlantic Ocean. These storms bring strong winds, heavy precipitation, and coastal flooding. Nor'easters can impact a large area and often result in beach erosion and damage to coastal structures. Storm surges. Storm surges are elevated ocean levels that occur during storms, including hurricanes and nor'easters. They can result from the combination of high winds, low atmospheric pressure, and the shape of the coastline. Storm surges can cause significant coastal flooding, leading to property damage, erosion, and loss of life. Tsunamis. While less common in the Atlantic Ocean compared to the Pacific, tsunamis can occur following undersea earthquakes, landslides, or volcanic eruptions. These large ocean waves can travel across the ocean, potentially affecting coastal areas with devastating consequences. Subtropical storms. Subtropical storms are weather systems that exhibit both tropical and extratropical characteristics. They can develop in the Atlantic Ocean outside the traditional hurricane season and often pose a lesser threat compared to fully tropical hurricanes. However, they can still bring heavy rainfall and strong winds to coastal areas. Marine hazards. The Atlantic Ocean is also known for its marine hazards, including rogue waves, strong currents, and offshore storms. These hazards can pose risks to maritime activities such as shipping, fishing, and recreational boating. It's important for coastal communities and those engaging in ocean-related activities to stay informed about weather forecasts, heed warnings and advisories issued by meteorological agencies, and follow appropriate safety measures to mitigate the impacts of these natural hazards. To get more informational videos like this, please subscribe our channel, share and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.